The content you create isn't always meant for everyone. What is relevant for some is not relevant for all. Whether you're creating smart cards, pathways, or journeys, the social settings let you control who can see the content you create. The most basic and inclusive setting is the public option, where every user has access to see and launch the content. The content appears in the search results or carousels throughout the system. Use the shared field to present it to users, groups, or channels. Learners you select to be shared can see the content and be provided with a notification. Shared content with groups displays on the group homepage and members receive a notification. Sharing to channels works the same way. When content is public but shared with specific users, groups, or channels, those users, members, or channel followers can find and access it while receiving a notification. Alternatively, you can choose to keep your content private. This means that it will not be searchable for anyone that you don't specify. When content is private and not shared, only the owner can see it. Sharing private content works a lot like sharing public, except only selected users see it in search and receive a notification, and the content still appears in the groups and channels. Other users do not see it. Users outside of the private share will see a "You are not authorized to access this card" message. When setting to private, you also see a Restrict To option. Restrict To can be set to users and groups, but not channels. Restrict To works a lot like private shared with some differences. Only the users you have selected to restrict to see the content in their search, but they do not receive notifications. When you restrict to a group, the content doesn't appear on the group homepage, but members can still find it when they search. It's also possible to use both share and restrict to at the same time. When doing so, only users that meet the restrict to criteria have visibility. Users that meet both the share and restrict criteria receive notifications and see the content. If you meet the criteria for shared but not restrict to, you do not receive a notification or see the content. Another use case for this doubled setting is if you want your training to populate in a channel, but only for certain users. You set your content to private, add the channel in the share field, and set specific users in the restrict to field. This way, the training appears in your channel, but only for the specific users. Making sure the right employees see the right content is simple with the privacy settings.